Yo, haha. They'll never say. What is good, YouTube? Your boy Mel Never Said coming back with another quick video. Today we got the Volume 8 James Harden and the Lucky Green in the building. Your boy has basically done the James Harden Volume 8 Pioneer Series, where he's basically paying homage to his high school. A quick kind of backstory to the Lucky Green. I want to say it's not as prevalent as it was with the Pioneers. Pioneers paying homage to his high school, but in terms of the Lucky Green, I feel like it's more so kind of paying homage to, you know, St. Patty's Day, although it doesn't really say that. It's kind of ironic that you have the same colorway. You're coming around at the same time, at least in terms of release date. I believe this released on, I'm going to say 3 days before I did this video. So today is Monday, but I felt like, you know what, maybe let's just kind of call it a St. Patty's reference. So you've seen this before. We'll cover the basis of the actual shoes. There's certain things that I have noticed with this shoe as I've been wearing it so far for just casual walk. I didn't really get a chance to do that whole basketball thing, but I can tell based off by the amount of steps that I've taken that when it comes to the Volume 8 James Harden shoe, that you're going to find more support towards the arc of your feet as well as the heel. So, you know, towards the toe area, there's definitely some comfort, but, you know, there have been some times where I've basically had to cut, if that makes sense. But this is surprisingly a very comfortable shoe, and I would put this up there with your most comfortable Yeezy that you could ever have. It's that Jet Boost technology that they have incorporated on the Volume 8. Man, this thing is sensational. So, with that said and done, man, let's get straight into the Volume 8 James Harden. Put this Pioneer Lucky Green. So you can see right here that the box is pretty much the same as the Pioneers. If I'm not mistaken, there is a schedule right here that'll show you each colorway and each date it's supposed to release. I think the next one's April 1st. Hopefully they don't pull an April Fool's on us, but it does show April 1st, at least for now. The Lucky Greens, this came out, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say March 16th. Or it could be sometime before that, but I'm kind of really happy with this colorway because I felt like his more simplistic colorways are the ones that pulled me in. So this is the regular box. This is a size 13. Shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods because I didn't think I could get this shoe at all. As soon as I looked at the Adidas website and saw that it was on sale, it mysteriously kind of dropped later. I think the last time the Pioneers dropped it was 3 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't really get a chance to get it then. But I thought that would be the same sequence heading for the Lucky Green. And you know what, though? I lucked out. So with that said and done, man, let's get the box open. Now, this comes in like a hoagie style box, and there's a lot of wrapping in it. So let me just kind of unravel the whole thing. This is crazy. But I looked at the colorways. The colorways look similar to what the Boston Celtics, joking, would wear. And the green itself is definitely, like, it is on point with the Boston Celtics. It's on point with, you know, the green you would see with the St. Pat. Even though it's not St. Patrick's, it's definitely a St. Patrick's kind of theme going on here. So let me just put this here, unwrap this. But the one thing I was trying to figure out with this shoe is the pink at the bottom, but I'm pretty sure later on we'll probably reveal what that was all about. So what I'm going to do, actually take the inserts out. There's one for the heel, and I think there's like paper tissue in here to help keep the shoe in kind of a shape form. So of course this is the Lucky Green Volume 8. Man, this is just, I feel like when you look at this shoe as a whole, although it's majority green and black, I wish it came with a different set of laces, just because I could see this shoe with maybe pink, you know, kind of like what you see on the bottom of the outsole. But let me put this down here and get straight into this review, because it's much like what I did with the Pioneers. So we'll kind of cover over the basis. If you haven't seen my previous video with the Pioneers, we're going to go start straight with the whole bottom outsole, which is rubber, and what they call the JH Tractional, at least the outsole. And the reason being because when you look towards the pink on the outsole, you'll see that there's a bunch of JHs kind of going into different directions, at least up and down on the actual shoe, which I think is a great touch. It's just that, unfortunately, some people were saying between the multi-directional at least the padding towards the herringbone section. You got the circular out bone. I'm gonna say the out. I want to say the out pattern. Between all three, people were worried that when you take the shoe to like an outdoor court, that the traction would, or at least the treading, would kind of slim down, would kind of bald quicker. So this kind of, in my opinion, based off the treading, because it's not that thick, especially towards the herringbone area, I feel like this is more so an indoor court basketball shoe versus an outdoor. But me personally, if you're doing it for just casual wear like I'm doing, this can last you pretty much a long time, obviously, because you're not, digging your feet into the ground. But you can see that exposed boost, at least that jet, the Adidas Jet Boost, which goes right through the shoe, similar to what you see on some Yeezys. And I thought that this was kind of a great concept because the exposure of that Jet Boost foam type material kind of allows for you to apply pressure kind of within the foot itself. So the footbed, when you put your foot in here, this is kind of like a neoprene boot. It is very flexible. This is what's attached to the whole teardrop EVA cage, which is what you see right here. This is all like kind of like a TPU design. And what it does is kind of encapsulate, it's molding your, I want to say the back of your foot toward the side panels. It's what's helping keeping this one this shoe structured. So when you look at the actual leather that sits on towards like the toe box area, this is what's attaching itself to the actual cage. And I thought that this was kind of ingenious in terms of a design, because I originally thought that this leather that you're seeing right here, even though it's kind of attaching the outsole and the actual cage together, when you put your fingers in here, when you put your finger in here, your finger never really goes all the way to the top. You notice, you can see right here, my finger just stops right here. So what that tells me is that they basically kind of glued this down to a certain point. I want to say maybe like half an inch. But you can see as I'm going around that it's just kind of, there's restriction. So just keep that in mind. And I think that reinforcement kind of helps to put all three parts together with the leather, as well as this rubber, let's say rubber material towards the heel portion. So you would think, at least when I first saw this shoe by design, my initial thought was I could see myself rolling my ankle, but because this shoe itself is so top heavy, actually it's bottom heavy towards the heel, you'll see that I can't even bend this. There's a lot of structure towards it, but there's a lot of forgiveness towards the upper between both cages. So I felt like the teardrop EVA cage, by design, whoever did the engineering, I wasn't sure, that pretty much kind of like it justifies its positioning on and off the court. So when you're making your cuts, I do find it ironic that they kind of put it towards the pivotal points of your foot, right? So when you're looking at that circular outsole portion, at least the traction, this would be like your big toe, and this is kind of towards the ball of your foot. But I mean, if you think about it, when you're making a move, especially on the court, a lot of your pressure, at least on your weight, is applied towards those areas. So when you're stopping and starting, I felt like that was a good added touch towards the design. And of course, when you look on the pull tab, it does read Harden's logo signature. And of course, on the front, it does have the Adidas logo, but the actual insole, which I'll show you a picture right here, it's kind of similar to the Pioneers. The only difference is that when you look at the Pioneers, the insole in the Pioneers was white, whereas this kind of is pink. So it's James Harden signature, simulators tier, kind of simulators as well. But other than that, man, listen, the Lucky Green in terms of a colorway design, black upper, green upper with a pink bottom. The only other place that you see pink is the actual insole. I just feel like this is it's an interesting color combination, but it's something that when you're hitting the court, it doesn't pop too much. But by the design in general, it's just it looks so futuristic, and I can't help but liking this shoe. Even when I look at the Pioneers, I mean, I just see simplicity. Now, somebody was asking if I was going to go and collect the whole Harden Volume 8 series. I am strongly considering it just because of the technology, behind it, the materials that they use. Like, I feel like this is a shoe that can last you a long, long time, despite that it's not one of those materials that I want to say harden, if that make mistakes. Harden, little joke there. But your boy Mo Never Said, man, comment below. Let me know what you think about the James Harden, I want to say Volume 8, Lucky Green, and then the Pioneers, man. I felt like these two were the most simplistic shoes, at least the colorways, out of his lineup. Don't forget that just because what we're seeing in terms of the colorways that were originally produced in the beginning, there's supposed to be some futuristic, I want to say, dates that should include more colorways. I think there's a Chinese New Year sort of looking James Harden that should be released. And I thought that was going to be a P, but that's supposed to be, is rumored, supposed to be a public release, but remains to be seen. Your boy Mel Neverson, man. James Harden, Volume 8, Lucky Greens on the Magnificent channel. This is just, man, this is a beautiful shoe. I can't stop help looking at it, but you'll see it on the on feed, how much bounce that I'll have on the actual foot. And of course, you'll see my foot just kind of contort. I'm going to show you the flexibility of this. Just no doubt. Listen, happy St. Patty's Day. Your boy is actually part Irish, if you haven't known. I'm going to put that screen right there. And of course, look, it's not that hard to kind of mix and match the Volume 8 James Harden Lucky Green with something Lucky Green in terms of St. Patty's Day. That makes sense. But your boy Mo Neverson, man. I am out. James Harden Lucky Green. Let's do that on feed. And you guys, stay blessed.